Should the United States continue to provide military aid to Ukraine in its conflict with Russia, considering the potential risks of escalating tensions with Russia, the threat of Putin potentially invading a NATO country, and the broader implications of our relationships with China and Iran?
Yes. The answer is yes. And the reason is, if we don't stand with Ukraine, if we don't provide them the weapons and ammunition that they need, then then the parade of horribles you just mentioned comes true. Right now in the world, we see a evil bloc, if you will, of Iran, North Korea, China, and Russia coalescing against America and its interests. The Ukrainians are on the front lines of that. They're being invaded by Russia. We should supply them those weapons and those ammunitions and the ammunition they need to hold the line.
It pains me to see the death that's happening in Ukraine and even in Russia. We've been in a quagmire for 2 years. We've sent hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine for funding, and we're not moving the needle. We need to put massive sanctions on Russia. There's so much more that we could be doing to end this conflict, and that's what we need to do before we continue with unfettered aid.
National defense is the key reason for the federal government. Pretty much everything else can be left to the states and to the people. So when it comes to Ukraine, absolutely, we need to support Ukraine. Speaker Johnson was absolutely correct. I'd rather send bullets than boys. I don't want boots on the ground. But I also want to avoid European countries exercising and invoking Article 5 of NATO, where we come to their mutual defense. We need to stop Russian aggression.
So when it comes to the freedom fighters throughout the world, I'm deeply supportive of all of them. God bless them in their efforts. The United States of America is a freedom-loving country. But we cannot be the police officer of the whole world. We don't have the money to do all of this. Our grandchildren don't deserve us to rack up more national debt to support international wars that are not directly in our national security interests. When Ukraine needs help, we want to provide it, but you need to pay for it. And in that case, if they can't pay for it, we should seize Russian assets and make Russia pay for the mess that they've created for us. And I'll add to that, when it comes to Israel, I stand firmly with supporting Israel as well and selling them and Ukraine bombs, bullets, tanks, and medicines so they can prosecute their wars and survive.
We need strength and deterrence on the world stage, a strong American presence. Part of that formula for a strong American presence is supporting our allies abroad. Look, when we talk about Ukraine, we talk a lot about the cost, and we skip over talking about the cause. Their cause is just. They are freedom fighters protecting their homeland. I have been inspired by their courage and their resilience in the war against Russia. I don't believe in foreign aid. I believe in foreign investment in American interests. Future aid to Ukraine will be based on facts on the ground and how those affect American interests.